Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. So in today's video, we're going to be going over everything regarding maxing your arcane force and maxing your sacred power. I'm sure as a lot of you have realized, when playing MapleStory, there are a lot of time gates for future content regarding arcane force and sacred power. So hopefully after watching this video, you know exactly how long and how much you will need to get to future content. So with that being said guys, let's get right into the video. So for an overview of the video, we're first going to talk about how long it takes to max arcane force. Second, we're going to talk about how long it takes to max sacred power. And then once we're done with all that, we're going to go over the exact amount of arcane force and sacred power you need to do maximum final damage against bosses. So starting off with Vanishing Journey, you need to be level 200 to obtain this arcane symbol, and you're going to be getting 18 symbols per day, and then you're also going to be getting 45 symbols for the weekly. If you start this today, it's going to take you a total of 109 days to max the symbol. Moving on to Choo Choo, you need to be level 210 to obtain this symbol. You're going to gain 16 symbols per day and a total of 45 from the weekly. If you started this one today, it's going to take you 120 days to max this symbol. After you obtain Choo Choo, you move on to Latch Line. At level 220, you're going to be gaining 11 symbols per day and a total of 45 from the weekly. This is going to take a total of 154 days to max. Once you finish Latch Line, you're going to move on to Arcana at level 225, where this is only going to gain you 9 symbols per day and a total of 45 symbols for the weekly. This is going to take a total time of 173 days to max this symbol. And then moving on to Morass at level 230, you're going to gain 8 symbols per day and 45 from the weekly. And this is going to take a total time of 186 days to max. And after that, we move on to level 235 at Asphera, where you will gain 8 symbols per day and 45 symbols from the weekly, taking a total of 186 days to complete. So to completely max your arcane force, it's going to take a total of 186 days if you started with all the symbols today. It's not that bad, and with a lot of events coming in the future and a lot of events that continuously come back to the game, this number gets cut by quite a bit, and it's only going to get easier in future updates. So while we're still talking about arcane force, we're going to talk about the amount of arcane force needed to do the 1.5x multiplier to bosses. This is a 50% damage bonus that you get for having a certain amount of arcane force, and this is something that really makes clearing these bosses much easier. So if you don't have this arcane force, or if you didn't know about this, make sure you try to get to this arcane force before trying to attempt a lot of these bosses. So for Lucid, this is a level 230 boss. You're going to need 540 arcane force to do the 1.5x damage multiplier. For Will, this is a level 250 boss, and you are going to need 840 arcane force to do the 1.5x damage multiplier. Moving on from Will, we're going to talk about Gloom. This boss is level 255, and you're going to need a total of 1095 arcane force to get that 1.5x multiplier. Darknell is going to be level 265, where it will take 1275 arcane force to actually get the final damage multiplier. And then moving on from Darknell, we're going to go over Vihilla at level 250. This is going to be 1350 arcane force to get the 1.5x damage multiplier on the boss. So these start to scale quite a bit, starting at 540 arcane force all the way to 1350 arcane force. So it does take quite a while to actually obtain the 1.5x multiplier. So hopefully this helps with Arcane River bosses. Now we're going to go into Sacred Power and how long it takes to actually max these symbols. So starting off with Cernium, this symbol unlocks at level 260, and you get access to both the Cernium and Burnium dailies at level 265, gaining you a total of 15 symbols per day, which is going to take about 305 days to max. None of these symbols have any weeklies as of right now, but they probably will in the far future. Arcus, which you obtain at level 270, you gain 10 symbols per day, taking a total time of 457 days to actually max. And then moving on from Arcus into Odium, the final map in Grandis. As of right now, you unlock this at level 275, and you only gain 5 symbols per day, taking a total amount of time of 913 days to max. These symbols are probably going to get easier to max in the future, but for right now, because they don't want people to just completely blast through new content, they're making it a bit of a challenge to max a lot of these symbols. They've already gotten easier from the release day of Cernium and Burnium and Arcus, so you can look for them to get easier and easier as time moves on. So now that we've gone over the sacred power, let's go over the amount of sacred power you need to actually get that multiplier on bosses. So for Saren, this is a level 275 boss with 380% PDR. I'm going to go over phase 1, and I'm also going to go over phase 2 for this example. For phase 1, you will need 200 Sacred Power to get the 1.25 FD multiplier, and for P2, you'll need 250 Sacred Power to gain the final damage multiplier. You're capped out at 250 Sacred Power for this boss, so getting any more Sacred Power than that is not going to give you any more of a damage multiplier for this boss, so keep that in mind. For Kalos, P1, this is the level 275 boss, and P1 only has about 330% PDR, and to obtain the maximum final damage multiplier on this boss, you're going to need about 300 Sacred Power. And for Kalos, P2, this is the level 280 boss with 380% PDR, and to obtain the maximum damage multiplier for P2, it is going to be 250 Sacred Power. So now that we've gone over Arcane Force, Sacred Power, the amount of Arcane Force needed to get the maximum final damage on bosses in Arcane River, and the Sacred Power needed to get the maximum damage multiplier for Grandest bosses, hopefully this gives you a good idea of where you are right now and where you need to get to do the content that you want to do. I hope you guys enjoyed the video for today. If you think that I missed anything in this video, please let me know in the comment section below. But with that being said, guys, I hope you all did enjoy the video, and until next time, I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy. Peace.